No legacy at all. I want this. Just
What about the dice rolling?
But if you're using D&D Beyond to roll dice, yeah, you can.
No, I won't be.
I mean, you know, the physical sound of, you know, rolling dice as a dice goblin.
We're doing milestone for advancement type, right?
Correct.
And manual for health.
Well, normally they'd have to say gluten free.
I think
They're not gluten free.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Are they
There's
gluten
sour
free or they
punches?
aren't?
Yeah. I don't actually know if there's actual food for it. Actually.
Encumbrance type, use encumbrance. Ignore coin weight. That's what he said. Modifiers. That's personal preference. Campaign only. So does this look right? That was the Discord notification for the Twitch stream, right? We leave the feats and multi-classes on. Show level skilled spells, I'm assuming. Okay.
That's if you wanted to. So
Every-
show level skills option. Oh, for purpose.
Are we joining camping or did we post a link?
Same link in Discord, the Monday Night Adventures link. And when you built your previous character,
It should still work. Alright. Are we on yet?
I've got us on the wait screen.
Can we hear it?
That's not awkward.
Do you hear me talking to you, peasants? I'm gonna talk in your ear all creepy.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Well, hello there. Stay a while on the shed.
Were you just playing that one too?
Yeah, I was playing that a couple nights ago, actually. I was playing Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Alright. Who do I want to play this?
Well, let me get us. Well, happy Monday, everybody. Probably would help if I I'll turn that and turn on the studio lights. We're kind of here on a chill night. Carolyn is celebrating her birthday, so I do not want to kick off a new campaign without all four of my players. So what we're going to do tonight is we're rolling up backup characters, and we're also going to be rolling up what I call parallel characters. Now, the original idea of this campaign to kind of be an homage to Keep on the Borderlands that came out a very long time ago. And we're actually doing the idea of the Keep on the Borderlands, but we're doing it in the world of Exandria. And we're also doing it in the continent of Marquette. And it'll be taking place between the two areas known as the Ashenador Peaks and the Panagrip Sands. And we're going to do a little lore drop tonight But the idea of this campaign was to build an anthology campaign. So while the campaign itself is going to be in sections and pieces, as your characters conclude their timeline, something from their timeline is going to feed the next characters as an anthology. It can be an item,
As in a generational type of thing.
yeah. Like it could even be maybe you play the characters that were associated with the big bad. You know, I've always thought it was really fun to, like, I don't know if anyone does this, but every now and then, like on YouTube, I'll follow the Lord of the Rings nerd or the Lord of the Rings geek and those guys that talk about Lord of the Rings like after the fact. So one of the neat ones they did is what happened to all the goblins and orcs after Mordor perished, right?
Did they get sucked into
Not all of them, no. So there's a whole lore behind what happens to the big bad's minions, you know, when the big bad is kind of dealt with. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to use that as an anthology hook into the campaign as well. But to also build characters that are going to be your parallel characters, so that if Rachel can't make it, or if Evan can't make it, or if Carolyn, I put Carolyn together. If Carolyn can't make it, then we have alternate characters that play in the same campaign, but they're parallel on your timeline. So
Notice he doesn't say me, because if he's here, I'm
right, yeah, that's fair. That is not a paradox. That is a
Thank you,
that is an
Snapcode.
ox. That
We,
is
we appreciate that it's your favorite channel.
yippee!
Who's Snapo Coast?
I have no idea, but I'm glad they like the channel.
Thanks, Evan.
I mean, if I don't say something about it, you're gonna sit here and gob and gob and gob and gob and never acknowledge the poor person.
Yeah.
So, like, at least somebody's got to say something.
So, what are the sources again? Or are we just doing the?
We're just doing Critical Role and Core Rules. So leave Legacy clicked off, or the audio's so much better now that we moved the microphones. So much better. Because they used to be hanging up here and facing
why?
down. My really good friend Cesare that built the studio is a very aesthetic person. So he likes things that look aesthetically pleasing to the eye from a production standpoint.
Well,
Which it's a good model,
Ugh.
except it only works with like $200 microphones.
if you were willing,
These are not $200 microphones.
no. If you were willing to drill holes in the table, I would like, or at
Is
least
my
like,
Millennium Falcon? No.
no, absolutely not. But I'm saying if you had like a regular round wooden table
Right.
that you were willing to just screw with, like I could easily mount microphones.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that. I mean, these microphones all have rubber feet, so it minimizes the tremor of the table. And this was mostly something that I wanted to experiment first before I came up with a permanent solution for table level microphones. Because
Gotcha.
these stands only cost $3.99 each. This was $5.99, and those were like $3.99 each. So the idea is that if someone misses, we can still meet and play our other character, so that people don't miss out on the main campaign.
And the backup characters are for when something horribly happens.
Correct. Which at level 1, right? It could happen at level 1. In fact, the creator of DC-20 just introduced level 0 characters into his system.
Does that make it easier to kill for player characters?
I haven't gone into the detail of why he's starting up with level 0 characters. I've got
in my
to
backpack.
figure out
You guys-
why, but I haven't gotten there yet. I saw he did a stream today on YouTube.
Evan has to go to the car because Evan forgot his dice in the car.
How dare you?
And there's only like 12 million dice in
Anyone?
it. 12,020,000 dice.
But he has this very specific purple dice. It's his specific
Really,
purple
just
dice.
like mine.
Yes.
Do an eyeball fix.
Shift your stuff slightly to the right and put the microphone in front of you. You're already doing not that one, that one. Terrible. It takes up the space of a small salad plate. It's almost like you don't want people to hear you.
Just likes to link your tune.
No, that's your job, not her job.
I'll take
Oh yeah, I'll take one. Those I can
Okay,
eat.
should I do a monk?
Well,
Spellcaster.
What have you done?
Open up.
Your dice bag looks an awful lot like I did first.
yeah.
because it is.
Both
That's
of those
very
are for you.
funny. So, you know what I love about you, babe, when you talk in the chat? In Twitch, you're the first ever subscriber
Yeah.
of my channel from
Yeah.
way back when.
Yeah. I was the first.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I was the first. Subscriber.
Yeah.
The first.
I waited because I wanted to be number 666.
Did you get it?
Yes.
Of course you did.
I remember that.
Yes.
That's right.
I waited for that very moment. I was like,
Yeah. I do. I remember that.
I was the first.
I was the worst.
I was the first. And the whole thing, okay, so every single time that I subscribe, I try and do it monthly. Sometimes I miss a week. But I subscribe with my Prime membership.
Makes sense.
And my
Because it
Prime
doesn't cost
membership
anything.
doesn't cost anything. But it,
It cost you a Prime membership,
Yeah.
well,
but you're saving yourself. You're saving
Well, you
yourself.
already have. But
You're saving yourself like $15.
Well, if you subscribe to anybody's Twitch stream with a Prime membership, I earn the $3.99 of the $4.99, but it doesn't actually cost you the $4.99 for the sub.
So, who has me anything? And it says it is your 29th month sub anniversary.
Oh, that's funny. Subversary.
Subversary.
Subversive.
Happy subversary.
Happy subversary.
For Callista. Oh, I'm going a druid.
You going through it?
Mhm.
We're all be a.
That's the only other character I have painted.
We all do a
You got chowder in your beard. People are going to wonder.
You dare question the bugbear barbarians? Because all gone.
I don't think a bug barbarian's going to eat chowder.
You don't know what a bugbear eats. Dare you question my moral beliefs and what I like to eat and not eat?
I'm pretty sure.
Who's to say I can't change his name from Goth Sagan to Captain Goth Sparrow? All right, like
Captain Gosparo.
it's gonna like rum and fish and
I blame you, Rachel.
You said ramen.
Ramen. I heard ramen fish.
Ramen.
ramen sounds good too.
Yeah. I like ramen.
I like ramen. Give me all the ramen.
No, I heard
Raw men?
Give me all the raw man.
Is that where all the
Goth
white
Sagan's just gonna go quiet.
So, we're going to roll 2 more characters up tonight. You're going to roll up your backup characters. Yeah, you roll up your backup characters
We're all
for
gonna
the main
die.
arc. And then you're going to
We're
roll
gonna
up
die
your
horribly.
parallel characters for when we miss sessions. Or when people miss sessions. We're going to die.
We're
not
not
starting
starting to. That's the meme, friends. We're not starting the game tonight, says the DM. Oh God, what are we doing? We're rolling backup characters. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna just freaking die, man. Like I've never played D&D before. However, I know enough of the memes from the community to know that when the DM does this, shit's gonna go down. So like I'm already scared for what's coming.
Shit could go down, but shit could also blow up.
I still since we're rolling 2 characters, my happily beloved gave me an extra dice set, but I still face the issue of missing 2 dices.
2 D's?
Yeah.
Which pieces are you missing?
Which D's?
Well, because we use 4 for stats, right?
Oh.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of 6-sided rolling.
No, I know. I know. I'm just.
Honey,
I know.
honey,
They
honey.
have to
There
be
you go.
purple. They gotta be purple.
Honey.
Oh, she's got me. I'm good. You can keep her pistol.
All right. Let's roll some ability scores.
You don't want more purple? There's a lot of
That is a 10.
You roll 4.
You roll 4. Oh, I get to reroll that one.
Nice.
So, ooh, that is going to be a 12 instead of a 10. So you roll 4d6. If you roll any ones, reroll them once.
Ability scores under?
And then whatever the lowest dice is, you toss it and keep the other 3. See, like this? A 4, 2, 1, 1. You take the 2 ones, reroll it. That becomes a 5, 4, 2, and 2. You discard one of the 2s. That is now an 11. And then we get to reroll that one. Ooh, that's a 15, baby. I love rolling dice. So much fun. Ooh, that is another 15. And remember, you just roll them 6 times, and then you can place them in whatever order that you want. That way you can build your character according to your ability rolls that you want to keep. 6 times. Yep. 9 and 12.
You want paper?
No, I'm just having to sign in to.
So cool. So cool.
Right, I didn't hear the. So you said, so we're taking homebrew off and expand rules too, or just?
Sorry, leave on expanded rules, critical role, and leave legacy off, because then that'll only be core rules.
Okay, so critical and expanded rules should be on the same.
Correct. That'll force us to use only the core rules with that setting. And obviously experience milestone, hit points manual, set those to manual, because that'll help keep track a lot better.
You know, it's great when you use your GURP dice to roll GURPS dice to roll D&D characters.
Why?
Because in GURPS you want to roll low.
So remind me again,
So rolling high is bad.
whatever the lowest number is,
I think 4d6.
46.
You roll. I rolled a 1, so I re-roll that first. My lowest number is a 2. Toss that away, and then I add the 3 remaining together, and that's my ability score.
And I do it 6 times?
6 times. All right.
What happened? Oh, no, wait, no, that's the lowest number.
I like this part, your stats better than luck.
And keep in mind, at level 1 in core rules, right, you don't get your subclass yet. You don't get subclass until level 3 now. So if you go Barbarian, at level 1, you have a +2 proficiency bonus. You have Rage, Unarmored Defense, and Weapon Mastery. You get 2 Rages. Your Rage damage is +2, and you have 2 Weapon Mastery. So in the new rules, that Weapon Mastery for martial classes makes a pretty big difference. Action Surge in the old rules, Action Surge meant you Action Surge and then you go again. Well, now when you Action Surge, not only do you get to go again, but you get to move 20 feet at the same time. So before it was just like a passive ability, you could do Action Surge like twice a day or whatever, the ability was. Now when you do it, at the moment you do it, you get to move that 20 feet as well.
I broke some now.
What you get?
Well, the last one was 7, but I'd already rolled a 6. The last one I rolled a 7.
So you rolled a 6 and a 7?
No. I'd already rolled a 6.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I broke it. I just broke it.
And tonight, so first we're doing our backup characters. All right. So keep in mind of the anthology idea of the campaign, right?
Yeah, I got better rolls this time around than when we made our primaries.
So even though we have our primary characters, right? Which, by the way, we'll kick off session 1 next Monday for sure. We'll have the new intro done and spell casting kazoos. That's a thing. Think not. See what you do? Get you done?
Yes.
Do and done. So what are you thinking of for your backup character?
Well, you're not going.
Well, I like one of the things I like about your main characters that you guys did really well is you colluded in a way that you already know each other.
Yeah.
And it works perfectly. You know, the bugbear carrying the lantern with the 3 trapped pixies.
You're not trapped.
Well, people are gonna think you are,
They're
I'm just
riding.
saying.
No, we never agreed to the lantern idea. We said the fairies were riding my shoulders.
Oh, I thought it was either the lantern or the shoulders. I didn't think we had a. Yeah.
Okay, I like the shoulder idea.
But we still have the lantern.
Yeah.
Right. And the lantern can be a magical device as
It
well.
should be a staff.
But I'm a barbarian.
You don't need to use it.
Well, I could always just hang the lantern off of my maul. Because I think my character has a maul, so I'm gonna be swinging you guys around a lot.
So, like clash it up against the cage. Slam into.
I learned whirlwind. Next thing you know,
There's pixie dust trailing the lantern.
maybe little pixie turds mixed in the air.
Yeah.
So, what should we play?
The question is, once again, do we want to stick with the theme that you know each other? So I like that theme. With a 4-player group, Carolyn's not here. She'll be here next Monday, and she will eventually have to roll backup characters and the secondary parallel character as well. But for those joining us, this campaign starts next Monday, and it is Keep on the Borderlands. Only we're not in the world of Vistara. We will be in the world
Okay.
of
try
Exandria, and we'll
something
be
else,
playing the 2 border kingdom areas of the Ashenador Peaks and the Panagrip Sands.
I'm going to do a ranger because I want a pet.
I mean, you can play anything that can technically have a pet. You can be a druid
How do
and
I?
have a pet.
How do
Have
I?
you done a druid yet?
How do I change?
That was for a 1-shot, though, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Well, you did the Spore Mouse Druid, didn't you?
I can do a spore mouse. Druid. I mean, a spore druid mouse. Mouse folk.
Do we want to do mouse
with
folks?
a pet?
Yeah, because you'd be small enough you can ride regular size animals.
Is there a way to change my class?
Yes.
Oh, I figured it
You have
out.
to dress them.
Nope, I figured it out. I got it. I found it. No worries.
D6 inspiration, and we haven't even started yet. So, Spore Druid Mouse, folk.
Yeah.
What are you thinking,
I'm going to resurrect Clover.
Rach? Oh, yeah, Resurrect Clover. That'd be great.
I don't know, because I kind of want to stick, because I'm doing Merryweather, Flora, and Fauna for my next.
You should be a fawn.
Well, that would be Flora. I'm doing Flora right now. Well, so I was thinking something. I was actually thinking of Spore Druid because
Oh,
I like that.
sorry.
You can be a different kind of druid. You've already done a Spore Druid.
Just Spore Druid.
I
I don't know. I don't know why there can't be 2 Spore Druids.
mean, that'd be a way you could know each other.
Or I could do the ranger on this one and then have to parallel one with the spore druid.
Yeah, you could. Either way, you could be a ranger mouse folk if you want to. If you want to play something small.
Or what lineage? There's no lineage.
Species. Remember, in 2024, it's species and background combo that you go with. We don't. Technically, yeah, the entire character is its own lineage. You know, your class, your subclass, your species, your background, your backstory makes up your lineage.
Kingdom, Phylum, class, order, family.
Right. But for the sake of the 2024 rules, it's a combination of your species and background that kind of gives you the core of your beginning.
I'm thinking ranger.
Bloomstalker? Well, I mean, technically, don't get your subclass to level 3 anyways, so yeah.
So I'm a level 1 druid.
Level 1
Level
ranger.
1 ranger.
No, we're sober, folks, I assure you. Oh my god, what kind of Pringles are those?
The corn,
I love
the
it.
elote corn.
Oh,
No, they're not.
I don't know. They're baked potato chips, aren't they, basically?
But they just taste buttery.
you want me to read and see if they're gluten-free?
I don't know. It's an
They're not.
Israeli.
They're not.
Huh?
They're not gluten free.
How is it in the Are you sure you're not just blind?
No, that's Israeli at the very bottom underneath manufactured by.
Yeah, it's Israeli.
I wasn't making that up, I swear.
No, they're not. They have glutamate.
It says
Yeah.
milk and wheat.
Okay,
Yeah.
the wheat. That's no go for me.
Sorry,
But you can try this.
No, I'm good. That's not food.
I jump at the. Wait.
I don't think we bought.
So
anything
Ranger?
that's non-gluten, honey.
Druids, Druid, more of the beef. I like meat. That's my thing. Creepy.
So I don't know if you viewers could hear what Callista just did because she's quiet as hell. But Jason said, "I love meat," and you just hear come out of Callista.
Rude dude.
Yes, I have thinking about doing a druid. 'Cause-
Poor druid, right?
If you like meat so much, come here.
Backup characters.
My third character probably it's gonna be Fauna. So Fauna's kind of a something whenever it's gonna be a bitch.
No, you're not.
Something that's just gonna be a bitch for the next one because it's Fauna. Fauna is not the nicest person in the three fairies.
How about you make a character that's happy?
No, I got depression. No, technically Flora would be happy. But I don't.
The ghost fairy.
No, Merryweather is the ghost fairy.
Oh,
Like a fairy of death.
Yes. Ooh.
That's
and
happy.
you're my guardian
No,
angel.
this one's the druid. Spore druid's supposed to be the happy one.
Oh, okay. Is this your interpretation of the Disney Pixar film,
Sleeping
In and Out or whatever it's called? What's the
Inside Out.
Inside Out?
No.
Okay, just checking.
No, she just became because I liked the haunted one. It just looked good. I was like,
Ability to detection is
I never tried that one before.
furry.
Just like I've never tried.
Yes. What was that tabaxi you played in Pike's Promise?
So wait, are you a
Yeah, but
druid
you
or
were.
She's like,
are you a
thought
druid
you were
or
an
a
archer.
ranger?
Pike's Promise. The one where we.
All died in space.
I guess we're reading.
Yeah,
I've already figured it.
but no, were you an arcane archer? We weren't really using rules at all for that experimental campaign.
Until we like.
One
then added
10.
them to be-
Yeah, yeah,
I tried to make them work.
yeah.
Mhm.
Are you playing as a druid or a ranger?
I'm thinking Ranger. What are you thinking?
I have no clue.
We'll have to
Yes,
work.
no thought.
Okay. And then we'll get Carolyn caught up
Mhm.
as well.
I don't care what play barbarian. When you just see her, I would like to rage.
With a smile.
Uh-huh.
I would like to rage.
I'm gonna sound like an idiot. What's the difference between magician and warden?
A magician and warden.
Yeah.
A warden would be more of a guardian. A magician would be more of an illusionist.
Oh. Because it's asking primal order. Oh, I feel like warden would be more. Because I've never
Alright.
done druid before, so this is the first try.
So Ranger. Oh, the artwork for the new book in Ranger is so cool. Core Ranger traits. Primary ability, dexterity and wisdom. Hit point die is a D10 for Ranger level. Saving throw proficiencies are strength and dex. So if your core ability are dex and wisdom,
My third one to put 7 would be straight.
would be strength because it'll boost your saving throws. Skill proficiencies, you get to choose 3. So there's animal handling, athletics, insight, investigation, nature, perception, stealth, or survival. Weapon proficiencies are simple and martial. So you do get that new weapon mastery for bow, which is actually pretty boss. I think it's sap is the effect for bow, and it slows people down by like 10 feet or something like that. Armor training is light and medium armor and shields. There's a starting equipment stack. Let's see. As a level 1 character, you gain all the traits in the core ranger traits table, which we just went over. Gain the ranger's level 1 features, which are listed in the ranger's features table. So level 1 for features, you get the proficiency bonus of +2. You get spell casting, you get favored enemy, and you get weapon mastery. You get to pick 2 favored enemies. You have 2 prepared spells, and you have 2 level 1 spell slots. Ranger spell casting, you have learned to channel the magic essence of nature. So technically, your school of magic is nature magic. Because now in the new rules, it's nature, arcane, and divine are the schools of magic. So at level 1, favored enemy now, you always have the Hunter's Mark spell prepared. You can cast it twice without expending a spell slot, and you regain all expended uses of this ability when you finish a long rest. The number of times you can cast the spell without a spell slot increases when you reach certain ranger levels. So that's kind of cool. Hunter's Mark is no longer a spell slot. It's an ability that you can use twice per day, twice per long rest, and then eventually you get more of it more frequently and more often later on. That's kind of cool.
You can still use it as a spell slot?
You can. You still can if you want to use it more than twice per day. Yeah. Of course, level 1, you have weapon mastery, which is in the mastery properties. Level 2, deft explorer. Level 2, fighting style. Then level 3, you finally get your ranger subclass, the beastmaster, the Fey Wanderer, which might be a way. Like, I kind of feel like your ranger could be a bounty hunter who hunts Fey that have gone rogue. So your ranger is actually hunting your other Fey creature. I know you probably remember Beastmaster. So yeah, there's Beastmaster, Fey Wanderer, Gloomstalker, and Hunter subclass.
I gotta figure out what kind of.
I remember you wanted that for so long.
Let's
So-
see.
Yeah, thanks for all the food.
So you're thinking of going Beastmaster. Bond with a primal beast. A Beastmaster forms a mystical bond with a special animal, drawing on primal magic and a deep connection to the natural world.
I don't want to wait till level 3.
Well, you're going to have to.
I don't want to wait.
Level 3, Primal Companion. You magically summon, now keep in mind, you're magically summoning a beast. Correct. So you magically summon a primal beast, which draws strength from your bond with nature. You choose its stat block, beast of the land, beast of the sea, or beast of the sky. You also determine the kind of animal it is, choosing a kind appropriate for the stat block. Whatever beast you choose, it bears primal markings indicating its supernatural origin. So when it comes into existence, it's not going to be like a traditional animal. It's a magical animal.
It's almost like a what is it? What wizard play?
Like a familiar.
Yeah.
Only different.
Yeah.
Slightly different. The beast is friendly to you and your allies and obeys your commands. It vanishes if you die. The beast in combat. In combat, the beast acts during your turn. It can move and use its reaction on its own, but the only action it takes is the dodge action unless you take a bonus action to command it. So So as a reaction and move, it does on its own turn, but you have to expend a bonus action to command it in combat. You can also sacrifice one of your attacks when you take the attack action. So if you get to that point where you have multiple attacks during your action, you can say, I only want to take one attack and then use the other attack to command my beast. And I'm fine with you telling it twice. Like you could expend your bonus action and one of your attacks to do that. I think that makes sense for being a Beastmaster. You can also sacrifice one of your attacks, command the beast for the beast's strike action. If you have the incapacitated condition, the beast acts on its own and isn't limited to the dodge action. So if you're unconscious, you can use it and defend you, and it can defend you.
Okay.
Restoring or replacing the beast. If the beast has died within the last hour, you can take a magic action to touch it, spend a spell slot. The beast returns to life after 1 minute with all of its hit points restored. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can summon a different primal beast, which appears in an unoccupied space within 5 feet of you. You choose its stat block and appearance. If you already have a beast from this feature, the old one vanishes when the new one appears. So, more importantly, it's now, to be honest with you, I think it's better than the old Ranger Beastmaster because everyone fell in love with their beasts and they stopped using them because they were afraid they were going to die because they were physical companions.
I remember you punishing me about that with Arena.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It wasn't really a punishment. It was a reminder that you have an obligation to the health of your creature or beast that wants to fight. And it was very upset with you because you wouldn't let it fight. But I think with the rule changes with Beastmaster Ranger, there's less of that connection because of the magical nature of the beast. You can just bring it back.
Like months from now.
You're so you. All right, so that's what you're going with. I want to read up on druids since we have a druid now.
Do you want to see? I picked Simic Scientist.
Oh well, I gotta read that. Hold on. Is that your background that you picked? You mean?
Yes. I like how where this is going, especially when you go with druid.
Or read it off. What is that background?
Let's see. Imagine.
Is it core, expanded, or critical role?
I think it was from. I would assume core, because no, it's an expanded.
Okay.
Let's see. Imagine a perfect world, one in which nature and civilization exist in harmony, adapt to each other, one in which life is shaped to match the environment, and the environment matches shaped to match life. That's the world you have been trying to grow in a laboratory in the Simic Combine. Nature is all about adaptation, evolution, and balance. But for it to keep up with the pace of advancing civilization, nature needs some help from biomancers and terraformers. If along the way you happen to create a super soldier and mutated monsters that can bolster the combined defense against the schemes and ambitions of other guilds, so much better.
So if you accidentally become the big bad,
Tell me about.
or you accidentally make the big bad,
But the thought of that with the spore druid, like things just go wrong.
yeah.
That would be a really easy to make with that.
So your core druid traits, your primary ability is wisdom.
Mhm.
Your hit point die is D8 per druid level. Your saving throw proficiencies are intelligence and wisdom. So obviously, when you think about your stat alignment,
Well,
you
because
can-
for the skill because I did the skill proficiency says it's medicine, and I said perception because I thought you're more focused on the environment, so you're more perspective.
well,
of the
perception's
area.
wisdom. So
Yeah.
that's your core. That's your core primary ability. So remember, picking wisdom-based skills
Mhm.
are still going to help
Good.
fill out what you want your character to do. Skill proficiencies: Arcana, Animal Handling, Insight, Medicine, Nature, Perception, Religion, or survival. You can choose up to 2. Weapon proficiency is simple weapons only, so you do not get weapon mastery.
Yep.
Tool proficiencies, your herbalism kit. Armor training is light armor and shields.
Because I did choose another for this one because my third character is going to be different. But for these 2, I'm going to keep as fairies, so they will be
Okay.
small. But
Okay. Level 1 proficiency bonus +2. Spell casting, druidic and primal order. Cantrips 2, prepared spells 4, 2 first level slots. You get wild shape at level 2, and then you get your subclass at level 3.
so that's when I can actually choose to be spore. Right? Is in level 3.
Correct. We're going to jump down to subclasses. There are Circle of the Land, Circle of the Moon, Circle of the Sea, and Circle of the Stars. So Spore Druid, I believe, is Tasha's
Yeah.
expanded rules.
Expanded
Okay.
orders.
Question.
Yes.
Great Axe is queen.
Yep.
You hit a creature with a melee attack roll using Great Axe. You can make a melee attack roll with the Great Axe against the second creature within 5 feet of the first that is also within your reach. On a hit, the second creature takes Great Axe damage, but don't add your ability modifier to that damage if it's more fresh. You can make this extra attack only once per turn. That's once per round.
Once during your turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's in one round.
No, so there's your turn.
My turn in the round.
In the
Then
round,
next
correct.
the next turn.
So sometimes spells will say at the start of the next round or the start of your turn. So the round refers to the full action of, so if there's 5 people, that's 30 seconds. The
From
turn
the-
is the
from
6
end of my
seconds.
turn to the end of the-
Correct. Correct. So that's actually a really good point because turn and round sometimes get a little convoluted
Right.
in the descriptors. But that's a great, so your ranger's not going to be range specific
I have
or
longbow,
okay.
but I
And what's the
also-
feature for longbow? What's it called?
Slow.
Slow. Okay.
It is slow.
So it's not called sap, it's called slow.
No, sap gives you disadvantage,
That's right.
and the long
Okay.
sword has sap,
Okay.
and the flail has sap.
Okay.
But slow is the one that speed is reduced by 10.
Nice.
And it doesn't stick. You can get hit multiple times with
Right,
weapon, it
right,
doesn't stick.
right.
It
It's
doesn't
a
speed 10.
right. It's a concurrent debuff, not a stackable debuff. Yeah. It's not like if you hit someone 3 times, they stop moving. Although it would make sense if 3 arrows are sticking out of their body.
Unless you're going-
Unless you're Boromir, then normally it's like 5 or 6 arrows sticking out your body. So that makes total sense.
Yeah.
All right, Evan, what are you looking to make for your backup character?
I'm gonna be a dwarven monk who is an astral drifter.
Nice. So the monk, primary ability, dexterity and wisdom.
Yep.
Hit point die, D8 per monk level. Saving throw proficiencies are strength and dex. Skill proficiencies, choose 2. Acrobatics, athletics, history, insight, religion, or stealth. Weapon proficiency, simple weapons and martial weapons, but only martial weapons that have the light property, which is the equivalent of finesse from the legacy rules. And no armor. None.
Nope.
Zilch.
Which is why I went dwarf, because of dwarven toughness.
Yeah, that's a good call. Good call. At level 1, you get martial arts, unarmored defense. Level 2, monk's focus, unarmored movement, uncanny metabolism. Level 3, deflect attacks, and then your monk subclass. And we'll look at the available monk subclasses. We have Warrior of Mercy, Warrior of Shadow, Warrior of the Elements, and Warrior of the Open Hand. Because you picked the one you were talking about with the background. you picked, right?
I want to pick astral drifter. So I feel
Astral Drifter's background, not subclass.
No, I know, but so I want to tie it into my.
So read what an Astral Drifter is for me. And then we'll see if there's a subclass that kind of.
For longer than you can remember, you have traversed the astral sea. There you experienced firsthand the wonders of the silver void. You stopped aging and no longer felt hunger or thirst. Driven by wanderlust, you drifted from one part of the astral sea to another like a mote of dust. on the wind. You have lost count of the decades that have passed since you arrived here. In your travels, you have camped on the petrified hulks of dead gods and narrowly escaped the psychic winds that sweep across the astral sea, while also avoiding prolonged contact with the plane's most dangerous denizens.
I think Warrior of Shadow.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because so Warrior of Shadow harnesses shadow power for stealth and subterfuge. And because you don't eat or drink, you don't necessarily want people to know.
Well, I also picked for my traits, I picked acrobatics and stealth.
There you go.
So Warrior Shadow, though I don't really know, it's giving me tools.
Tools is just if you decide to like tinker or play an instrument, or that's more of a flavor of your backstory and background to do whatever you want to do with it. Got it. Maybe you want to tinker weapons, like specialized weapons, or have a specialized instrument.
If this ends up being my generational character, I believe Goth Zagon, his tool I picked for bagpipes.
Yeah.
Or at some point I'm going to make him obtain bagpipes to annoy the fuck out of people.
That'll do it. So Warrior of Shadow, at level 3 you get Shadow Arts, which means you get the Darkness spell. And obviously we don't use Key anymore for monks. That's gone. We now call it Focus. It's no longer called Key. So you can spend 1 focus point to cast Darkness. You have Dark Vision, and you have something called Shadowy Figments, the minor illusion spell. At level 6, you get Shadow Step, which is one of my favorites, which basically is like, phase step, only you can step from shadow to shadow and shadow up to 60 feet.
You want to know what's really great about being an astral drifter and me being a monk at the same time? Is I get spell cantrips because of my background.
Yeah.
So
it's one of the reasons why I like the whole background thing with the new rules is that character types that maybe never were able to be exposed to magic, because like monks rarely ever had any magical exposure. They had magic effect exposure for what they did as monks, but now you get access to like cantrip spells, or cantrips in general, which I think is pretty cool. Then you have improved Shadow Step at level 11. Level 17, you have Cloak of Shadows. So, yeah, I think Warrior of Shadow, because I don't really see you going Warrior of Mercy.
So with that being said, since I'm going to go Warrior of Shadow, because of my astral drifter background, it's saying here that I have to either roll or talk with you about what god I met and serve or believe in.
Yeah, just bake that into your backstory somehow. That way you can have fun with it. And I leave it up to you,
because I'm a monk, so monks typically serve a god or another.
It would be a really cool.
One of the gods mentioned is Iran, god of life and death, and I feel like the Shadow Warrior focusing too much on death would be hilarious.
Another one that would be fun, and I did this for one of my other campaigns. You can worship Hadar, because Hadar is an astral creature from the astral sea.
Okay.
And some people worship it as a god, even though technically it's not defined as a god.
Right.
But there's an entire spell list dedicated to Hadar. Yeah. Might be another possibility. And we could even maybe work in some custom cantrips that would be related to
I
some
feel
of the
like that would be best. I feel like we would have to communicate more for sure.
Yeah. So let's
because it says I can either roll for it or talk to you about it, and I like the idea of Hadar better than the 10 gods. So it lists Corellian, Chimera, Barlin, whatever, god of horizons and travel.
Right.
Istis, Nuada, Zivelin, Iran, Hecate, god of magic and moons.
Yeah.
Celestian and Ptah.
Yeah, I think Hadar would work. And it still stays in line with the whole shadow background. And Hadar is actually in the astral sea. It's an old ancient star that collapsed in on itself, and some people feel that it's the remains of a god. And Hadar is the focus of the spell and energy that produces Hadar spells. And there's a cult following that follows Hadar. And that could even be baked into the backstory. That'd actually be pretty cool.
I just put in my faith Hadar worshipper,
Okay.
just in case I forget.
So we have our ranger, mouse folk.
My druid was enough, but I haven't picked a
Species yet. Okay. What are you thinking? We can go over some of that.
I am a 5 foot tall dwarf that has been alive for 10,000 years in the astral sea.
Well, they're automatically going to be suspicious of you because you're too tall.
No, it says in my body type, I have a medium body type from 4 to 5 feet.
Uh-huh.
That's what it says.
Uh-huh.
Never played a Goliath.
Ooh, a Goliath ranger?
I am humanoid. My size, you're medium, about 4 to 5 feet tall.
Yeah, 4 foot dwarf makes sense.
It says 4 to 5.
Uh-huh. Yeah, sure. Dwarf.
I'm tall in real life, anyways. I made my.
I'm aware you're, what are you, 6'3"?
I'm 6'5".
6'5"?
Yes. I made my bugbear 8 feet tall. So like,
Where it is origins.
I went from the tall character and you were the short character, and now I'm the short character
So,
and you're the tall character.
So here are the Goliath traits.
Yeah.
Creature type humanoid, size medium, about 7 to 8 feet tall.
It's like a bugworm. Or bugbear.
Speed 35 feet, so you get that extra 5 feet, which would be really good for a ranger. You're of giant ancestry. You descended from giants. Choose one of the following benefits, a supernatural boon from your ancestry. You can use the chosen benefit a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So there's Cloud's Jaunt, which someone's been using in my one-shots, which is really cool. As a bonus action, you magically teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. So what's cool about that one is you move 35, bonus action 30, you can get into a fight in 65 feet at level 1. That's actually pretty dope. That's pretty boss. There's Fire's Burn. When you hit a target with an attack roll and deal damage to it, you can also deal 1d10 fire damage to that target. That's pretty good for a level 1. Like I said, it feels like all these new changes really.
I am a dwarven monk that has been stranded in the astral sea for
And we'll
decades.
review dwarven species here in a moment. Frost Chill, Hills Tumble, Stone's Endurance,
I
Storm's
can be an
Thunder.
unarmored tank. I mean, because I'm going dwarf, I have dwarven toughness, and then the monk naturally gets unarmored bonuses.
Now this is
off of my
interesting with
dexterity.
Goliath. So you get large form. So starting at character level 5, you can change your size to large as a bonus action if you're in a big enough space. This transformation lasts for up to 10 minutes. So at level 5, you can inherently get the enlarged ability. That's totally dope. That's new. You also, basically get all the effects of the enlarged spell. For that duration of 10 minutes, you have advantage on strength checks. Your speed increases by 10 feet. Once you use the trait, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. You also have the powerful build, which means you have advantage on any ability check you make to end the grappled condition. So if you're grappled and you're trying to end that condition, you get advantage on either athletics or acrobatics, depending
Can I
on.
count just one size larger as a friendly attack?
Correct.
Or
Yeah.
Or parrying?
I think Goliath is perfect. I think a Goliath Ranger, Beastmaster.
You're just gonna have an angry, confused dwarf on your back wherever you
Yeah, he
go.
I need a piggyback now.
No, I'm literally gonna I'm gonna walk up a piece. I'm gonna beat that all. I'm literally, because remember, hold on. My character is an astral drifter.
Fairies, and the next one could be a surprise.
My character is an astral drifter dwarf, and I've been alive for 10,000 years. So I'm gonna walk up to this colossal being and go,
The next one.
"Excuse me, young man. Could you by chance ferry me across the,
The
way
river?
there?
I'm a woman.
So dwarf,
Well, young
you know,
woman, there
young
you go.
person. Young person.
Young person.
So dwarf traits. Size medium, 4 to 5 feet tall, speed 30 feet, which I think is, yeah, which
I
is
want
up
to
from 25
clarify
feet.
that he read it was 4 to 5 feet tall, and he's dissing the fact that I'm a tall dwarf.
Yeah. As a dwarf, you have these special
It's not
traits.
dissing it. He's just saying that they're going to trust you less because
You're a tall dwarf.
Ah,
Yeah. Never trust
whatever.
a tall dwarf. You have dark vision of up to 120 feet. You have dwarven resilience and dwarven toughness. That's pretty dope.
Can I purposely make my dwarf 3 feet tall?
If you want, yeah. That's more of a gnome than a dwarf. But sure. You have resistance.
Exactly my thought.
So once again, at level 1, you have resistance to poison damage. You also have advantage on saving throws you make to avoid or end the poison condition. Dwarven toughness, your hit point maximum increases by 1, and it increases by 1 again whenever you gain a level. So you could con stack like crazy if you wanted to.
And I'm a monk.
Well, and you also get stone cunning, which as a bonus action you gain tremor sense. With a range of 60 feet for 10 minutes, you must be on a stone surface or touching a stone surface to use tremor sense, which kind of makes sense with their background. I like that. And you went Fey, right?
Yes.
So expanded rules
Yeah.
is Fey. Okay. I'm only reading core rules. So your backup character is another Fey character. Okay. What and Druid?
Yes.
Spore Druid is what you'll be focusing on. Okay.
Technically, it's just dwarf now.
So Dwarf Monk, Goliath Ranger. This might inspire Carolyn to go Wizard.
Yes.
I think it might inspire her to go Wizard. So we'll talk to her about
You're gonna
that.
be a tall ass range dealer, and all you have to do is just hug my ass at something. It's like,
Don't tell the elf.
Better yet, her crossbow is gonna be made just for me.
No, I wonder
For her
if she's gonna
bow.
go smaller than because it's like we've already got large, now medium,
Well, they got large, medium, and small already.
but she'll probably go smaller.
Or
Smallest.
think the other extreme and go even bigger than her.
And remember, at level 1, you max your hit points. So if you roll a d8, you automatically roll an 8 and then add your con modifier to it. And any other traits or abilities that come with it at level 1.
I think mine's 12 already.
Could be.
Should I get rid of Hans and Alba because I remember making a third character?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Print them first.
I think we already had the printed.
Well, you shouldn't be limited on characters if you're attached to my campaign.
No, it says I can. I have. It says I have. I can
So
only have
what
6
was I? What was I again?
What was what
I
again?
know. I'm dexterity. I know I'm dexterity wisdom.
Strength is a proficiency requirement for saving throws.
They are. Well,
So if you go,
okay.
Dex is your primary ability score.
Same with wisdom.
Your saving throw is strength and wisdom. And your primary is Dex and wisdom for your ability. Your primary ability score.
So you said I roll a d8 for my health.
No, you
They're
automatically
in
get a
the Chronicle.
D8.
Yeah.
So you automatically
Or,
get
yeah,
8
yeah,
plus your
sorry.
con modifier. So at level 1, I let you max hit points.
I was
Okay.
thinking
And you don't really start
Hans.
rolling hit points until after level 1.
Gotcha.
Because Hans and Alba pretty much had the almost exact same stacks. The only differences was Hans was an artificer and then Alba was a
I'm trying to think. So based off of my background
rogue thief.
and my
Ooh, background description. Which background did you go with, babe, for your ranger?
my 2 languages are celestial and primordial
Makes sense.
on top of common.
Yeah.
The background?
Yeah. What background did you?
Far travel.
Or traveler?
And then I
that's
guess
not
we'll-
core. That's expanded or critical role.
Expanded.
Okay. Cool. So anyone?
People and other folk that one might encounter along the Wood coast or in the north have one thing in common. They live out their lives without ever traveling more than a few miles from where they were born. You aren't one of those folk. You are from a distant place, one so remote that few of the common folk in the north realize it exists. And the chances were good that even if some people you meet have heard of your homeland, they merely know the name and perhaps a few outrageous stories. You have come to this part of Peru for your own reasons, which you might or might not choose to share. Although you will undoubtedly find some of this land's ways to be strange and disconfitting, you can also be sure that some things that people take for granted will be for you new wonders that you've never laid eyes on before.
And what does the background
By
grant
the
you?
same token, you are a person of interest, for good or ill, to those around you. Well, you beat the lion, so I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there's definitely some tropes going on there.
Insight and perception.
Okay.
A tool proficiency. I'm picking the hand.
Nice.
And then a language of choice. And eyes on you is a background feature. Your accent, manners, and figures of speech, and perhaps even your appearance all mark you as foreign. Curious glances are directed your way wherever you go, which can be a nuisance, but you can also gain the friendly interest of scholars and others intrigued by far-off lands. To say nothing of everyday folk who are eager to hear stories of your homeland. You can parlay this attention into access to people and places you might not have.
A bit of a storyteller.
For you and your traveling companions, noble lords, scholars, and merchants, princes, you might be interested in hearing about your district.
Oh my god, I have images of you playing the pan flute and all the fae fairies are following you.
So,
And you have your dwarf and the Bajorn, you know.
So I know
on the
you.
front.
I know you
Baby
said you
Bjorn.
rolled your ability scores really well.
yes.
You all ready to hear what I rolled? Because I didn't.
Oh
say.
yeah, we didn't go over ability scores for the backup characters. Yeah.
So
Okay. What'd you get?
I rolled 3 16s, 2 15s, and a 14.
See, I'm telling you, dice rolling pays off.
I rolled
It's-
3 16s, 2 15s, and 7.
So I'm going.
Holy shit! What'd you get for your
Like I
dice
said,
rolls?
my purchase die.
Very poopy compared to theirs.
I just rolled
2
the first
13s, 2 15s.
This is going to be my
12,
stats.
That's
I think
Not
this
bad,
is
man.
very good. It
18
fits
is
my-
super
my
rare.
fit.
I put that in, I put that in this.
yeah, that's super. Yeah.
So I'm going.
I said,
So I'm going 16 in strength, 16 in dexterity, 15 in constitution, 15 in intelligence, 16 in wisdom because that's my second main stamp for Mon,
Yeah.
and 14 in my charisma. The reason why I'm putting 15 into intelligence is because I gain magical abilities
Yes.
based off of my background.
Yep. That makes sense.
So-
and those magical abilities will be tied to
But
your-
I'm incredibly busted at the start.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think I'm reading the Cloud Journey. The Cloud
That one's pretty cool, right? Because it gives you 65 feet of movement in a combat encounter
Journey.
or getting away. Yeah.
Or better yet,
Although I'm
no.
probably
So
gonna think
so with the magic thing, I can get sanctuary, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can basically create a bubble that makes her.
Yeah, Sanctuary would cause anyone attacking her to have to make a wisdom save against your DC.
Exactly my
And
point.
if they
So
don't
what if,
pass it, then they have
what
to
if-
pick another target.
what if, since I have dark vision up to 120 feet, but I have it.
No, I don't think so.
But I have it. So if you're already carrying me, all I have to do is look over. But so hear me out. This is going to be funny. So let's say we're fighting something, right? And we're not underground or in a building. There's an open sky above us. All I got to do is she goes 65 feet up in the air above the baddie.
if it's dark.
If it's dark, at night, this is going to be this will be really cool if it's at night. So you use your cloud giant thing to go 65 feet up in the air. I then use dark vision to cast sanctuary on you.
fallen.
Yes, but as you're falling, you're gonna hit whatever it.
Yeah, you don't have any dark vision at all. You're quite blind in the night.
I guess it's good. I get 120 feet.
Yeah, but keep in mind, dark vision can be ruined as well.
Mhm.
So if there's any other form of light, it can cancel out dark vision. But yeah, 120 feet dark vision for a dwarf makes sense because you guys dig holes in the ground. That's
Oh,
what
they,
you do.
they come from the earth.
Yeah. All right. Parallel characters.
Oh, we're not doing equipment.
No, you can do equipment on your own.
All right.
You know how to do that. Pick a name.
crap.
Galaxina. What was that Jane Fonda movie? Barbarella. You can be Barbarella.
Oh, it's not.
Wear the tall purple boots.
For spells, though, the druids can pick 2, right?
Druid at level 1 has 2 prepared, I believe.
Because I've got a cantrip, which is druidcraft, and then
Apparently, your
first level
character is
spells
available in the
speak
campaign
animals.
because you're a ranger, right?
Is that it so far?
At level 1?
Yeah, I haven't named it yet.
Level 1, you get 2 cantrips
Okay, sorry.
and 4 prepared spells.
So the parallel characters, they have to be the exact same, or
No. Be whatever you want. They'll still be in the campaign, keep on the borderlands, but they don't have to know any of your other characters.
we keep optimal class features on and customize your origin, correct?
If you want, yeah.
Okay. Hit point type manual.
We'll get to roll again.
Use and cover runes. Yep.
That's a 16. That is a 13. That is a 13.
It's so funny.
That
I'm
was a
playing.
14.
So I was looking into bugbear lore. The bigger and stronger a bugbear is, the more revered and trusted he is. The taller a dwarf is, the more hated and distrusted he is.
16,
I should make a 6-foot dwarf.
15. Man, these 4 dice rolls are doing pretty good. All right, so now you're doing your mouse folk. Did you roll your stats for that one yet?
Okay, here, Jason, hear me out. What do you think? I still want to make him a bugbear.
Okay.
What about a bugbear warlock?
So you want your parallel character to be a bugbear.
I want my
But you're not making
my
a warlock.
non-parallel character is a physical monster, right? I want to make a bugbear that's the complete opposite.
Well,
So
I mean,
he
a
could be-
bugbear warlock would be the equivalent of like a shaman.
Exactly. So he would be complete. Instead of being physical based, he would be magic based.
Well, damn it, son. Roll some dice.
All right, hold on. Let me. So should I go sorcerer, warlock, or wizard? What do you think? Or maybe artificer.
I'd go, well, let's read warlock. Primary ability. Hit point dies, D8. Your primary ability is charisma. Your saving throw proficiencies are wisdom and charisma. Your skill proficiencies are arcana, deception, history, intimidation, investigation, nature, or religion. You choose 2. You have weapon proficiencies of simple weapons, and you have armor training in light armor. Warlocks quest for knowledge that lies hidden in the fabric of the multiverse. They often begin their search for magical power by delving into tomes of forbidden lore, dabbling in invocations meant to attract the power of extraplanar beings, or seeking places of power where the influence of these beings can be felt. In no time, each warlock is drawn into a binding pact with a powerful patron, drawing on the ancient knowledge of beings such as angels, archfey, demons, devils, hags, and alien entities of the far realm. Warlocks piece together arcane secrets to bolster their own power. Warlocks view their patrons as resources, as means to the end of achieving magical power. Some warlocks respect, revere, or even love their patrons. Some serve their patrons grudgingly, and some seek to undermine their patrons even as they wield the power their patrons have given them. Once a pact is made, a warlock's thirst for knowledge and power cannot be slaked with mere study. Most warlocks spend their days pursuing greater power and deeper knowledge, which typically means some kind of adventure. So as a level 1 warlock, you get from the features table +2 proficiency bonus. You get Eldritch invocations and pact magic. You get 1 invocation, 2 cantrips, and 2 prepared spells. However, you have 1 spell slot. The only tricky thing about warlocks is they can be front end powerful, but their marathon game can be a little tough because they have so few spell slots. Let's look at their subclasses. So their subclasses are Archfey Patron, Celestial Patron, Fiend Patron, or Great Old One Patron. Unless, of course, you go with expanded rules. I think there's other subclasses for Warlock and expanded rules. And they're pretty self-explanatory, right? So if your patron's an Archfey, you dabble in the Fey. If it's Celestial, you dabble in the Celestial. If it's a Fiend, it's a Fiend. The Great Old One's kind of been around for a long time. I think that's the category that pretty much just allows you to set up whatever you want from a standpoint of a patron. The Great Old One, although Great Old One spells. I forgot about that. There's Fiend spells. So each of your subclass choices comes with additional spells, which is pretty cool. Once again, your only challenge is when you look at Warlock class features. Man, that's rough. That's rough.
So you're thinking not a warlock?
Well, I think because you're newer to D&D, it might be a great way for you to dabble in a magical character type. Because a wizard can be very overwhelming because of the number of spell slots.
Right.
So, like, as a warlock, I mean, you don't get 3 spell slots until level 11. So you're pretty much, locked into 2 spell slots.
This character is broken.
Yeah.
This character is broken. So the Goliath.
Which character? Oh, the Goliath. Your Goliath Ranger is broken?
Okay. So what I rolled, for the stats was the 17, 2 15s, and 3 16s, right? So I did obviously the 17 in Dex. And then the 16s in Strength, Constitution, and Wisdom. And then the 2 15s in Intelligence and Charisma. And then I picked the increased 3 scores by 1 by 1 by 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I did all of the
But those 3 scores are restricted. You have to pick the scores, the abilities that they put in those choices.
You didn't restrict. I mean, they were all there. So I did the ones that I had odd numbers on. So I did the 17 and the 2 15.
But I thought if you went a background and it allowed you to either do +1, +2, or... No, I know, but I thought that it said in your background what you can use those bonuses in. What abilities you can use in the bonuses.
They didn't have a limit. They have
Oh, you did an expanded rule one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, expanded rules might treat it differently because core rule backgrounds, it'll say you can add 1 to the base value of certain abilities in the background.
Might be broken like that.
No, expanded rules are just treated differently because they're not part of core rules,
Well,
which is fine. Yeah, which is fine.
The ones that were odd, so I have 18 and then all 16.
Jesus Christ. At level 1.
At level 1.
I guess, I mean, it's your own fault if you die then. Your character dies. Yeah.
Did you already get Hans? Or is it good?
Printed ones, yeah. At least it could be good. I have no idea what I'm naming her. Now, big info. No humble, no legacy. Milestone. No family. And I was, why don't you get this spore druid this way? Mouse folk spore druid. But she needs a pet.
Well, yeah, and I mean, but you don't get your pet till 3rd level.
Who's pet that she grew up with? And, like,
I mean, if you take on like an actual physical pet, that's one thing.
druid, not a ranger.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your ranger. Your druid.
Mouse folk druid.
Yeah. But I want it to be a pet you can ride. I still love the idea of
So what
like
would
like a Maine Coon cat size cat. Like your little mouse folk is riding a Maine Coon cat. I mean, how freaking cool would that be? That'd be
or
adorable.
lynx?
Or lynx.
Lynx would be
Yeah, lynx would be good. Little bobcat, lynx.
Mhm.
Still have that parody of the humor of a mouse riding a cat.
Riding a cat.
Yeah.
Okay. I like the lynx.
That way it'll be
Lynx
easier
would
for you
be
to keep up with the tall people. So I think a mouse folk is still 25 feet. And I'm pretty sure mouse poke is in the
So-
expanded rules.
Warlock is my. Its charisma is my main stat.
I believe so, yes.
So I'm picking Rune Carver as my background. And I can choose where the spellcasting feats go for that.
Okay.
And I can choose charisma.
Yeah. Stack charisma. Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the nice things.
What is charismatic about writing the word death on a weapon just so you can inflict wounds?
It's all point of view.
I haven't seen mouse folk.
Oh, maybe it's no longer a choice. Maybe that's a legacy species that didn't transfer over to core. Let me double check Tasha's. Go to sources. Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
Unless
Yeah.
I call it something else. I don't see mouse folk.
Uh-oh, we're playing core rules on Monday night. Gotta come up with different species.
Yep.
Sorry, honey.
I could be a fairy that rides a cat.
Another fae, huh? Another fairy just because they're in expanded rules.
Because they're tiny and can ride a cat. I could play a kinku that rides a cat.
Oh, I hate you right now.
I could play a kobold that rides a cat.
That'd be adorable. But you could also be a little goblin. You could be the great nephew of Maggot. Carry on the stories of Maggot, the famous goblin.
Okay, but kobolds
Mhm.
get, they're humanoid, their size is small, walking speed's 30.
Oh, wow.
They get dark vision. They get draconic cry. As a bonus action, you
Well,
let
they
out a
speak
cry.
dragon too, don't they? I think they speak dragon.
Which is
At least in Legacy they did. They might have changed it for 2024.
I don't see it in necessarily.
So Kobold is expanded. That must be from the expanded rules. It's not in core, which is fine. As long as it shows up for you to choose, you're good.
As a bonus action, you let out a cry at your enemies within 10 feet of you. Until the start of your next turn, you and your allies have advantage on attack rolls against any of those enemies who could hear you. You can use this trait a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain Arc 20 versus when you punch a long rest.
Cool.
Kobold Legacy. Kobold's connection to dragons can manifest in unpredictable ways in an individual kobold. Choose one of the following legacy options for your kobold. Craftiness. You have proficiency in one of the following skills of your choice: Arcana, Investigation, Medicine, Subject, or Survival. Defiance. You have advantage on saving throws to avoid or end the frightened condition on yourself. Draconic Sorcery. You know one cantrip of your choice from the Sorcerer's spell list. Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma is your spellcasting ability for that cantrip. Choose when you select this race. So, and I have dark vision.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small creature. You've never played it before.
Never played a kobold before.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what species are in your world.
It doesn't matter. It's not that kind of campaign one way or the other. Because there's a difference between like playing a character versus the way the world treats each other in a more mundane way.
Mhm.
There's always an opportunity for the world to kind of behave a little bit in a way that could be seen as distrustful of kobolds. An old trope of kobolds are sneaky thieves or whatever could come into play, but I don't necessarily mandate that the world sees every species a certain way, especially if you're in character format versus NPC or background format of a character. Yeah, because when I turn on just core rules, expanded rules, and critical role,
I see no mouthful.
yeah, you are correct.
Unless they call them something else and I'm not seeing.
Yeah, I'm double checking. I'm looking. Because Haragon is in there because it's linked to Mordecai of the multiverse.
I just rolled my abilities.
All right, let's hear him.
17, 15, 16, 13, 13.
Not bad. Good.
So
good.
I put 17 and 17 into strength and charisma. I threw the two 13s into dexterity and constitution, and then 15 into intelligence, and then 16 into wisdom. I mean, if I'm going to be a magic-based character, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I just don't know if I should swap the 16 and the
Well,
15.
the nice thing about playing a warlock, because you're stacked on the wisdom and charisma side, your charisma is your power pool. Like that's where your power
Right.
comes from for the ability of your spells.
Should I swap?
But wisdom is really good to have because your stacked skills, a lot of those stacked skills are wisdom based.
Do I need those? I because I'm a bugbear. I chose to do 2+/+1
Okay.
to 2 attributes. So I chose charisma and strength. Do you think it would be wise to swap the 17 with the 15 intelligence and then throw the 17 into wisdom and the 16 into intelligence?
Yeah.
And just put my strength down to 15?
Yeah, if you're a
Because
warlock,
it's already going to get a bonus.
yeah, especially since you've got a war. Yeah, Mousefolk is not in our Monday night forecast, honey. Sorry, I do not see it. Although there's a lot.
So yeah,
of
this is it now.
stuff to choose from.
So I'm going to go for Druid Kobold.
Okay. Spore Druid, right? Kobold.
What do you? I'm gonna let you pick my character's name.
No, I don't do names.
Oh, come on!
No, I don't do names.
All right, Ben,
I don't do names.
what do you think? Bugbear Warlock.
His name is.
Oh, well, here we'll let ChatGPT do it then.
A chat
Okay.
GPT, or let do we have anybody in Twitch chat?
Not right now. Oh,
Yeah.
we have one viewer, but I don't know if they're. Oh, is that you?
Our one viewer, you should totally pick my name for me. I know.
Hey,
I was making fun of shit like this.
hey, ChatGPT. What would be
It's a Bugbear
a
Warlock. He's throwing it
great
into chat
name
GPT.
for my bugbear? My male bugbear or female?
It's male.
My male bugbear warlock. Give me 10 ideas.
Oh, that's too many. I still like Callisto.
There's Grulok Nightshade, Varkin Blackclaw, Zugrith the Whisperer,
Yes, I'm going with Zug.
Mogrim Deptide, Thragar Bonehex, Zorlok Umbra, Rukar Gloomspire,
All right,
Uzar Bale Shadow.
Jason, I got it.
Zug.
My name is Zug. Ah!
I'll go for what is a good name?
I combined
for
your two
a
in here.
female Goliath.
And look at how
Ranger.
pleased he is with himself. You babe. Ah!
Yes.
Ah.
My kobold is Tenchi Moonfoot.
Tenchi Moonfoot.
Tenchi Moonfoot.
So here are some Goliath Ranger names: Thalra Stormstride, Cora Frostpeak, Brenna Thunderclaw.
Or I like Cora Frosty.
Okay,
How do you
Valkyra,
spell that?
Korra, and then Frostpeak. Two, Frost and Peak. Valkyra Stone Arrow, Ursa Ironwind, Zoria Iceveil, Kayla Wildheart, Ragna Stone Fury, Varda Skyhunter, and Torin Greymantle. Those are all actually pretty good names.
It's not letting me choose my spells for Rune Carver.
Are you in filling character creation?
Or do
You do that on the character sheet. You don't
Yeah, you do that.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Do that on the
That's-
character sheet.
when did I start bleeding? I was
After you injured yourself.
probably. I just don't remember injuring myself.
Okay. So I want animal handling, arcana, insight, medicine, nature. Nature? Religion, survival, perception. Primal order. Magician or warden?
Magician's an illusionist, versus a warden, I think, is protector.
Trained for battle, you gain proficiency with martial weapons, training with medium armor versus, one extra cantrip from the brute spell list. In addition, your mystical connection to nature gives you a bonus to your intelligence, arcana, or nature checks. Bonus equals your wisdom modifier. Minimum. Ooh.
Tell you, man, these background features make character building a lot more interesting because you're not forcing yourself into the species trope like 2014 used to make you do that.
Mhm.
Now it's more about the variety of your species and your background combined.
I get to pick a spell. If I go magician, I get to pick a spell.
Okay.
I could do guidance. Or various other.
That being
As-
a verbal
as the
component.
dwar-
Guidance.
As the dwarf and the fairy's ears ring from the giant who
yeah.
bellowed the spell.
The kobold.
Yeah, this would be the kobold.
Oh, so even worse. It's going to be like a corgi puppy barking at you.
pretty much.
Kobold riding a lynx.
Should be a kobold riding corgi.
Corgis aren't that good.
You have not met Gizmo. Rachel's met Gizmo. He's a little turd.
I love him.
He's adorable.
You might be messy.
Wasn't it Gizmo that ate the bird?
Yeah. Dad went and looked at the
Take a-
cameras in the backyard.
Yeah.
The bird landed in the yard, right?
Yeah.
And Gizmo managed to run, jump in the air, and catch it while it was mid takeoff. So it was like halfway off the ground. So if the bird was this far off the ground, right?
Mhm.
He jumped this high to catch the bird. Now, granted, he mistook how far he was from the fence and where he jumped. So when he caught this bird, he face planted right into the backyard fence. Now the
Wait,
best
your cat
part,
did?
no, my dog,
Oh,
one of my
God.
dad's corgis. My cat
That's a lot of back end to follow the face into the fence.
So he literally had the bird in his mouth. Most of the time, corgis like to catch animals and keep them alive,
Yeah.
and like show their owners, "Hey, look what I found." They're herders.
Right.
That's what they do.
Right.
Well, he face planted chin first on the fence, so his jaws chomped down on the bird's neck and killed it. And he sat there whining for 10 minutes and until finally Mika decided to convince him, the other corgi convinced him to bring the dead bird inside. And then my dad walked out and found him.
That is hysterical.
And they decided to just pull apart its feathers in a wonderful funeral. Which was the explosion of bird we saw when we left that morning.
That is hysterical. All right. I think we're good.
The background for my
I'm dying internally.
the
Cobalt. Well, everyone, we have our backup characters rolled. We have our parallel characters rolled.
Goliath is the backup here.
Correct. And then your Cobalt is the parallel character. So, session 1 of Keep on the Borderlands will kick off next Monday. We will have Carolyn back. So, everyone, be safe, be kind, and don't forget, play a game.
See
Good
you
night,
guys
everybody.
next time on Monday
Next
Night
week.
Shenanigans.
Next week.
Next week.